Hey there, history explorers. Have you ever wondered about the big events that shaped our world? Today we're going on an adventure back in time to learn about one of the most important events in human history, World War II. Just imagine hopping into a time machine and zipping back to the 1940s. We'll witness amazing stories of bravery, learn about incredible inventions, and discover how people from all over the world came together to overcome challenges. Are you ready for an exciting journey? Buckle up, because we're about to travel through time to uncover the story of World War II. World War II was a global conflict that lasted from 1939 to 1945. That means it lasted for 6 long years. During this time, many countries around the world were drawn into a massive war, with battles fought on land, at sea, and in the air. It was a time of great uncertainty and change, and it had a profound impact on the course of history. But why did this war happen in the first place? Well, it all started with a desire for power and control. Some countries, like Germany and Japan, wanted to expand their territories and influence over others. This led to tensions and conflicts that eventually erupted into a full-blown war, drawing in countries from every corner of the globe. Imagine the world divided into two main teams, the Allies and the Axis. The Allies were like the champions of freedom and democracy. They believed in working together to protect each other and ensure that everyone had a voice. Some of the main Allied countries were the United States, the United Kingdom, the Soviet Union, France, and China. On the other side were the Axis powers. These countries, led by Germany, Japan, and Italy, were like the challengers who wanted to change the world order. They believed in their own strength and sought to expand their territories and influence, even if it meant using force. You see, after World War I ended in 1918, Germany was left feeling defeated and resentful. The Treaty of Versailles, which officially ended the war, imposed harsh punishments on Germany, including territorial losses and heavy financial burdens. This created a sense of anger and injustice among many Germans. Meanwhile, in Japan, military leaders were gaining power and pushing for a more aggressive foreign policy. They believed that Japan deserved to be a dominant power in Asia, and were willing to use military force to achieve their goals. These simmering tensions and ambitions would eventually boil over, setting the stage for World War II. The war officially began in 1939 when Germany, under the leadership of Adolf Hitler, invaded Poland. Hitler's goal was to conquer Europe and create a vast German empire. Other countries like Great Britain and France promised to protect Poland and declared war on Germany in response. Soon the conflict spread like wildfire, engulfing nations across the globe. From the beaches of Normandy to the deserts of North Africa, from the islands of the Pacific to the frozen battlefields of Eastern Europe, World War II raged on for 6 long years. On September 1st, 1939, the world held its breath as Germany, led by Adolf Hitler, launched a surprise attack on Poland. This marked the beginning of World War II. Hitler's blitzkrieg tactics caught Poland off guard. German tanks and planes stormed across the Polish border. Great Britain and France declared war on Germany on September 3rd. The world watched as the flames of war spread across Europe. After conquering Poland, Germany set its sights on Great Britain. The Battle of Britain was a pivotal moment in the war. From July to October 1940, the Luftwaffe bombed British cities. The brave RAF pilots fought back with incredible courage. The Battle of Britain was a testament to human resilience. Their resolve and the RAF's heroism turned the tide of the war. In June 1941, Hitler broke his pact with the Soviet Union and launched Operation Barbarossa. He believed conquering the Soviet Union would secure Germany's dominance, but he underestimated the vastness and resilience of its people. The German army was ill-prepared for the harsh winter and fierce Soviet resistance. The invasion stretched German resources thin and contributed to their defeat. On December 7th, 1941, Japan launched a surprise attack on Pearl Harbor, a U.S. naval base in Hawaii. The attack shocked the American people and galvanized them to join the war on the side of the Allies. President Franklin D. Roosevelt declared December 7th, a date which will live in infamy. The United States declared war on Japan, entering World War II with resolve. In the vast Pacific Ocean, a pivotal battle took place, the Battle of Midway. From June 4th to 7th, 1942, American and Japanese forces clashed near Midway Atoll. The battle was a strategic victory for the United States. The U.S. Navy inflicted heavy damage, sinking 4 Japanese carriers. It shifted the balance of power, paving the way for Allied victories. On June 6, 1944, Allied forces launched the largest amphibious invasion in history, Operation Overlord, better known as D-Day. Under the command of General Dwight D. Eisenhower, American, British, Canadian, and Free French troops landed on the beaches of Normandy, France, breaking through German defenses and establishing a foothold in Western Europe. The D-Day landings were a remarkable feat of planning, logistics, and courage. Soldiers faced intense German resistance, braving heavy gunfire and treacherous obstacles to secure the beachheads. D-Day marked the beginning of the liberation of Western Europe from Nazi control. It was a testament to the power of international cooperation and a symbol of hope for a world yearning for peace. After years of devastating conflict, World War II finally came to an end in 1945. In Europe, Germany surrendered to the Allies on May 8th, marking victory in Europe, VE Day. In the Pacific, Japan surrendered on August 15th, following the atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. which brought a swift but controversial end to the war. The world rejoiced at the news of peace, but the scars of war ran deep. Millions of lives had been lost, cities lay in ruins, and the world was forever changed. In the aftermath of the war, nations came together to rebuild and prevent future conflicts. The United Nations was formed to promote international cooperation and diplomacy, and the world began a long and arduous journey towards healing and reconciliation. Imagine a world where cities were reduced to rubble, families were torn apart, and the scars of war ran deep. That was the reality for millions of people after World War II. But even amidst the devastation, there was a spirit of resilience and a determination to rebuild. Countries around the world, both victors and vanquished, faced the daunting task of piecing their lives back together. In Europe, where the war had been fought most intensely, entire cities lay in ruins. Homes, schools, factories, and roads had been destroyed, leaving people without basic necessities. The rebuilding process was slow and challenging, but people rolled up their sleeves and got to work, clearing debris, constructing new buildings, and creating a sense of normalcy amidst the chaos. World War II was a stark reminder of the human cost of conflict. Millions of soldiers and civilians perished, urging the world to prevent such horrors again. A renewed commitment to international cooperation and diplomacy emerged. The United Nations, established in 1945, provided a forum for peaceful dispute resolution. Countries pledged to defend democracy, human rights, and the rule of law. World War II was a time of great upheaval and change. It tested human endurance and left an indelible mark on the world. Why is it important to learn about this dark chapter in our history? It's a story of incredible bravery and sacrifice. Men and women displayed extraordinary courage and selflessness. Their stories inspire us to be braver and more compassionate. Even in the darkest times, the human spirit can shine through. Beyond the individual stories of heroism, learning about World War II helps us understand the world we live in today. The war had a profound impact on global politics, economics, and technology. By understanding the causes and consequences of the war, we can learn from the mistakes of the past. It teaches us the importance of diplomacy, cooperation, and understanding between nations. By embracing the values of peace, tolerance, and respect for human dignity, we can build a brighter future for all. Wow. We've traveled back in time, learned about a world at war, and discovered how people overcame incredible challenges. World War II was a time of great change and sacrifice, but it also taught us the importance of peace, courage, and working together. Remember, history is full of amazing stories just waiting to be discovered. It's like a giant puzzle, and each event we learn about helps us understand the bigger picture. So keep asking questions, keep exploring, and keep the spirit of adventure alive. Who knows what incredible journeys await us in the past? Until next time, keep those history wheels turning.